So one problem I have in my limited garage workspace is I have a bunch of clamps, and until today I didn't really have anywhere to put them. So there's a lot of information online about making bars. April Wilkerson has one where she has a lot of wall space, so she used a bar and put up against her wall. Well, I have minimal wall space due to my setup, but I have a little bit of ceiling right above the drill press. So I looked around and saw what kind of things I had sitting in the garage that I could use. I had a bunch of wood, well, one whole side that came out of a door, meaning that's a piece of door frame. And then I had some pieces of plywood, and the pipe is actually one of those adjustable size closet hangers. So if you've ever looked in your closet and one pipe slides into the other, so it'll fit different size closets, and then you attach the ends to the wall and it holds it up. Well, I had two pieces of that because I took that down and put a more sturdy more sturdy rail up, let's put it that way. So then what I did, I took, and you can kind of see it if I can point correctly, you can kind of see that the pipe is inside the wood, but yet on this side it does not come out of the wood. So one pipe is 1 inch, one pipe is 7/8 of an inch. So I took a Forstner bit that was, luckily I had each size of 1 inch and 7/8, and it was slightly oversized, so I had to move it back and forth a little bit, but I drilled most of the way through, but left, let's see, about that much, which on camera you have no idea, but probably 1/8 of an inch or so on the end, so it didn't actually come the whole way through, because if you drill the whole way through, then the pipe theoretically can move sideways. So the centerpiece, and sorry if this is a little bit shaky, I'm trying this on the iPad. The centerpiece is also a piece of the door frame. And then, since I just got, let's see if I reach back and get it. I just got one of those to make pocket screws. So I figured, why not? Whoa, that's really shaky. Sorry about that. I will try and do pocket screws. So I did pocket screws to hold this end piece that the pipe is in onto the center bracket, and then I staggered the other side and again put pocket screws into the centerpiece. And then I put a piece of plywood that I screwed down into the bracket, and I don't think we're going to be able to see it because I actually put stuff up. Oh, we can see it in the back corner, sort of. So if you see, there's a screw that goes up. I used these, the lighting is wrong. I used these drywall anchors, and I used the industrial strength kind, as you can see here, versus the kind that have the little, instead of these. These are great if you only have drywall and you're super careful, but the other kind are much better. So, well, let's see. So I put one straight up here into the ceiling, one here into the ceiling, and then on the back side I put one into the wall on both sides and one into the ceiling on both sides. And it's very sturdy, and that gives me two pipes to hang clamps on. So now I have lots of extra space, because all of the yellow handle clamps, all these ones in the center, I got at the Thanksgiving Home Depot sale. The other ones I had. But yeah, this I think is going to work really nice, because instead of having those just stacked everywhere, I now can come over here, reach up, grab one, and let's see if I can show how it hooks. So basically it just goes up in and sets down over. You can sort of see that. let's see if it's easier to see on this side. So for the small ones, it goes up and it just hooks and hangs. And the taller ones, let's see if this works, up, over, and down. So the reason this is where it is vertically is I wanted the bottom piece to actually thump into there so it's equivalent to the people who had these hanging on the walls, because otherwise this would tend to want to rock a lot more. Not a whole lot more, because as you can see, these smaller ones, oops, oh, come on, get off now. Up, over, down. All right, so the smaller ones just hang and they don't hit, so it might have been okay. But yeah, that was my project for this afternoon and evening. I was going to do a different method for attaching it. I was going to use plywood, but then I realized I cut the plywood too short. It's that whole measure twice, cut once, or cut once and find something else. Because I measured the pipes that go back and forth are 27 inches long, and I made the mistake of cutting the plywood at 27 inches, and therefore it would not have come through and allowed me to screw into. So I just used the, again, piece of door frame, and that worked really good, and it's really solid. So I'm very happy because, again, that was a corner between a big mess of stuff and cabinets, so it's far enough away from the cabinet doors that those will open, and yet still allow me easy storage. And also it's big enough that I'm going to have space that I can theoretically add additional clamps in the future. Also, because there's this end, I could attach something here with hooks. I could run hooks the whole way down along the centerpiece to hang things down for other types of clamps, etc. So, and plus that got me to actually experiment with pocket screws, which I'm going to try and do for some of my future projects. So yeah, overall I'm pretty happy with it. It worked. It's very sturdy, and other than the pocket screws which I had bought, everything was already in the garage, so I didn't have to buy any wood. I didn't have to buy other stuff. So yeah, very happy. That is my clamp rack.